Hello and welcome back. Sorry it's been a couple of extra days here. We've had kind of a busy weekend. I've had to move some stuff around too, so if this isn't identical to how it was placed in the last video, apologies for that. I have been getting some comments that there may have been one or two rules goofs. I noticed one myself as well in some of the prior videos, so I just want to address that. There was an instance of whether Camagüey was an infiltration spot or not. That was pointed out, and I believe the commenter was correct that it might not have been. Also, in that same video, it might have even been the same action. It was whenever I played the map card. It was a while back, episode 3 or 4. The government, I believe, had played an operation with special activity, and then we were second eligible here, and so since we're not a bot, we were supposed to do a limited operation, and we ended up doing a limited operation but with a special activity instead, because we only did an operation in one spot, and it was, I believe, in here. But so just a couple of rules goofs. What ended up happening was we did place a troop here, so I'm not gonna go back and retcon it in. It's not like a huge deal or anything. I think we're probably gonna lose anyway, so it's not like we were cheating to win. It was an accident. There's a lot of rules in this game, and that thing happens. So anyway, enough going over that. Please, one last thing though. Please do continue to point out any sort of rules goofs. I will try to correct them if it's an easy fix, and otherwise we're just gonna have to live with it. So, to remind everyone, we're playing July 26th, or the 26th July faction, and we are up against 3 bot players. And this is the second propaganda card that's come out, and we're about to resolve it. So, let me just make sure that control, I should have done this before the video, but control and scoring is up to date, and then I will be right back. Okay, yeah, we actually had one more opposition than I thought. So, there we are. Let's go through the propaganda card. We'll use this handy tracker here. So for victory, we're just checking if anyone's won. No one is over their threshold, so we're moving on. Now we're going to do resources. So we'll sabotage any economic centers where 26 July pieces plus DR Guerrillas exceeds cubes. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go back into these economic centers. I think the second propaganda card just came out slightly earlier than we had time to do this. So we'll adjust resources. We'll add the econ value of all unsabotaged ECs to a maximum of 8. Well, since there are no sabotaged ECs, this will be 8 plus the aid, and their aid's at 19. So 8 plus 19 is 27, which will get them... Gosh, oh, so they're at 32, so 27 will be 49. Wow, they hit the top end of the track. That's because we suck. Or at least I do. You guys are probably, screaming at your screens like, how could you be so foolish and do attack there or do a rally there? I'm not an expert, so apologies. So they hit their top level there. We're going to add the number of bases. So we have 2 bases on the map, one in Las Villas, one in Sierra Maestra. So we get 2 resources. Not quite as exciting. Then Directorio is going to add the number of spaces in which it has pieces. So that looks to me like 1, 2, 3, 4. So Directorio will get 4 resources, bringing it up to 11. Then the syndicate adds the population of each city and econ of each unsabotaged EC where syndicate guerrillas outnumber police, plus twice the number of... I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. So they get those, and then syndicate gets this too. So where syndicate outnumbers police, plus twice the number of... Oh, and then later they'll get more resources. So where are there unsabotaged ECs or cities where guerrillas outnumber police? For them, not in any of the cities. It's close there, they're the same. But they do have an economic center here, so that's going to be 3 for them. So they'll get 3 plus twice the number of open casinos, and they're at 5, so they'll get 13 total resources. That's 3 plus 10. So 3 plus 10, they're at 41. Then we're going to do the skim. So they had this underground, or this Santos capability. This is persistent through the rest of the game. So they're actually going to, anywhere where there's an underground guerrilla, they're not going to skim. So they have an underground guerrilla here, no skim, no skim, no skim, and they control this area. So they can't skim from themselves. So no skim is going to actually happen. They saved out on a ton of resources there, although the government faction wouldn't have been able to transfer any more to them. The syndicate would have just lost resources. Any factions with cash receive 6 resource markers per, or 6 resources per marker, or replace it with the base. I don't believe the, I think the, place an open casino or open a closed casino. Yeah, but I believe they just go for the resources in this case. So they have 1 cash marker, and that's it. So they'll get 6 more resources, bringing it up to 47. Then we're going to adjust the U.S. Alliance track because the support is at 17, which is 18 or less. So this gets, at least it's more expensive for them now. And aid minus 10. What does that say? Okay. And drop aid minus 10. Okay. So this goes now down to 9. Okay. In spaces with government control, troops, and police, every 4 resources spent by the government removes 1 terror. If no more terror, shifts 1 level toward active support. So we need government control, or they need government control, troops, and police. Government control, troops, police. They have that here, so they're probably going to do it there. So that's 4 resources. I think there's no maximum here, but if the government player gets below, I think it's like 9 resources, then they're going to stop. So they're going to spend 4 to turn this into active support, and that will boost their Hujma Hamina here, their support level there by 1. So it's going to go up. Next, they're going to continue doing this. So government control, troops, and police. So here they're going to do it twice for another 8 resources, bringing them down to 37. So that's going to be fully, let me get a marker, supported. So another 2. Let me just verify. They've already got active support in their other locations where they control. So they satisfy those requirements, and they've done that. So that's that. Then we're going to do agitation. We're going to spend 1 resource to do the same thing, but in the other direction. And it needs to be in a space with 26 July control. Unfortunately, only 1 such space like that exists right now, just by the way things shook out at the end. And it's here in Las Villas. So we do get to spend 1 to flip this, which is good because that's in a 2 population zone. So we will do it. So 1, and this goes up to 12. Getting closer. Then expat backing. Directorio may free rally in 1 space with neither active support opposition nor control by any faction other than themselves. So they can do it here, here, and here. Nope, this has active opposition, so not there. Here. So 3 spots they could do it. The rules for the bots say, that's the redeploy. Sorry. For expat backing. During support phase, free rally to place guerrillas to gain DR control of the most population possible. So they are going to do that in this location here, because that will get them control. So, man, that's a bummer. I wish we could have also done our thing there to block them out. So they will place, so they'll free rally in that spot. Place as many guerrillas as possible. Only one, because they don't have a base or anything. So they'll get to place a guerrilla there. That will give them control. And that will give them one more population. But I guess we do get to retain all of our stuff. So not so bad. Then we adjust control. We did that. Okay. Then if it's the final round, no. Redeploy. It's not the final round, so we're not going to skip this. They're going to move, troops on ECs or provinces without government bases. So troops are the dark blue cubes. They're going to move these. This doesn't have any government bases, so they're going to move from there. And the only other spot that they are in that's not a city is here, but this has a base. La Habana, they have a base. So they don't have to move from there, just from here. And they're going to distribute it as evenly as possible. This is why I had the rules open to the redeploy, so I could read through exactly what that does again. Yeah, so the police get to move into provinces, but so, yeah, sorry about this. I keep going back and forth and stumbling over my words, but so they must move the troops, then it may move other troops and police to any government-controlled spaces. So yeah, it can shuffle troops around. It may move other troops to such spaces. Yeah, so it can shuffle them around between the cities, but then also it can move police into cities that have government control. This doesn't have government control right now, so they're not going to move any police into those cities, which is what I was trying to read here. So they want to place police to ECs equal to 26 July guerrillas there, then to provinces where troops are about to redeploy out. They can't do it in the place where troops are about to redeploy out. They can go to economic centers, but there aren't any guerrillas in those other than syndicate guerrillas. So not 26 July guerrillas there. So they're not going to move police there. Up to the number to keep control. So that's not going to happen. Then one each to cities and government police bases with no police. All of them have police. So not that. And they're going to take each police from the... So the whole first bullet they're not going to do. Then they're going to move troops to distribute them as evenly as possible without losing government control. So they're going to... This has 3, this has 3, this has 3, and this has 3 troops. So, wow. So they're going to take these, which they have to move, and as evenly as possible means they're going to go 1 cube in each of 3 spaces out of 4 total spaces. So let's see, let's roll some dice here. Oh yeah, they don't have a die. The government player doesn't. So we'll roll one of our dice, and let's just say 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then we'll re-roll on a 5 or 6. And what this means is this is going to be the place where troops do not end up going. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 will be the place where the troops don't go, and a 5 or 6 will re-roll. So 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The troop won't go there. So, but it will go here, here, and here. And that's redeploy. We have to adjust control if possible. So yay, we get another spot. Down here. Then, did the game end? No, we already did that. Whoops. Then we'll reset. All factions go to eligible. There were no government momentum, so we won't do that. Let's do the control, or what do you call it? Eligibility. Remove terror and sabotage, good. All guerrillas to underground and all casinos to open. So we will push these underground. This guy's underground. This guy, our little cheater guy that we got illegally, I think, is underground. The reason I don't just remove him entirely is because I think that we don't have any available forces, and I think when we did some other operations, we ended up shifting people around, so it's like he would be on the board right now, I just don't know where. So yes, it's very confusing. And now we'll play the next card. So the next card will be, we're going to shake things up because now the first two eligible factions are going to be Directorio and Government, so we're no longer going to be paired with the Government for eternity. So the Directorio do have some special instructions on this card. Let's see if they're going to play this event. So if they do, Directorio places one guerrilla anywhere and free marches to rallies or ambushes there. We go to their faction sheet. Got some special instructions. Rodriguez, Loeches. So if they have at least two guerrillas available, yes, they... Oh, no, they only have one. They only have one, because I thought they had two. What happened? Oh, boy. I think they ended up placing... Oh, yeah, they placed a guerrilla as part of expat backing here. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so they had one available. So this is not going to be true because they don't have two. So they're going to choose operations and special activity instead. All right. Can they terror in an active space or assassinate a government base? I think in Las Villas they can. Let's just check what the requirements for terror are for the Directorio. Any spaces with underground guerrillas. So yes, they can terror an active space because they don't need control or anything. So yes. Or can they assassinate a government base? Ooh, they cannot. They're not in there. So they're going to terror. Looks like they're just not going to do a special activity because they can't assassinate the base. Well, let's get there when we get there. So active support, they're going to terror. The only places that they're in, because they need that underground guerrilla. So they're in these spaces here. They only have passive or active opposition. So they are going to go at active opposition and at one other assassination target. That's government base or any other player's base. Oh, okay. One other assassination target. So this is going to be their assassination target because it's active opposition and there's a base there. There's no other players' bases anywhere else that they can do that. So they'll go there. It's going to cost them one resource. So resource goes down one. Then they are going to activate a guerrilla, add a terror marker, and shift toward neutral. So undo all of our work here. So one space toward neutral. And they're going to activate this, and our victory conditions are going to get shuffled down to 10. Okay. That was that. They're not going to do it at another place because it's the same place that they're assassinating in. So where did DR terror? Where DR did terror, and there are DR guerrillas exceeding police, they're going to try to assassinate a cube, a base or a casino belonging to any player. So, womp womp, they're going to try and assassinate our base. So, remove any one enemy piece from the space, take any cash removed. So here's one of those situations where even though we had a base there, it didn't actually protect us because, or sorry, we had guerrillas here. Didn't actually protect us because the assassinate one just gets to plunk, take it off. So that's gonna make us go down even again because our conditions are based on number of bases. So that's terrible. Directorio are supposed to kind of be our friend, so it's lame that they're doing this. Maybe we should have acted on Pact of Caracas. They would have not been able to do that. Okay, that was their operation. That was their special activity. They did this. Now, the second eligible faction is the government. So let's check if they want to play this event. So they're second eligible, but I'm not syndicate, so they're going to at least try. The Rodrigo Loeches. I don't see it here, so they are going to play the event. It says, remove one DR Gorilla, DR resources -5. Wow. So the rules state the selection of where they're going to do this on the map is going to be to inflict like the most damage possible. I could see an argument being made for it being here because that would eliminate control for them, but I don't want to just go off half-cocked here and make an assumption. It might just be a random space. So let me just read in the rules really quick, and I'll be right back. Yeah, okay, it says to remove as many bases as possible. That doesn't apply. Then to remove as much total support or opposition as possible, depending on who it is, also doesn't apply. And then in random spaces. So we have another situation where it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do the green and yellow die and select the space as we normally kind of would with this chart. So green 2 and a 6, so Las Villas. Oh no, I thought it was okay. So they're gonna go here, and this one's gonna get removed. So that will go back, and then DR resources -5, so they go all the way back down to 5. Okay, then they played the event. So these two factions are going to shift over to ineligible. Ooh, I should have... Well, that was foolish of me. I should have played this card and then revealed the next one. That's okay. We're just going to act on it now. We weren't in control anyway. It was up to the bots, so they don't look at the next card. But for us. So now we're going to play that one. And Pact of Miami is up on deck. So, of the two remaining factions, us and the Syndicate, we are up first on this card, Escapade. So we can place a DR Guerrilla and base in either Camagüey Province or Oriente, or we can remove a Directorio base. I know they kind of boned us here and like did us dirty in the last one, but I think the player that needs the most nerfing is the government here, so I think we're going to pass on this event. Who knows, maybe the Syndicate will remove a Directorio base. Wouldn't that be something? And then up here, do we want to be able to pass and play this event instead? Because if we passed, government and Directorio would be up, available. And so then the Directorio would get a chance at this event. They might play it, remove 2 guerrillas, government ineligible through the next card. That's kind of interesting. Or we end up losing some resources. I really don't want that to be played for the event. The Directorio, I don't want to like metagame this either and be like, what's the Directorio going to do on this card, or what's the Syndicate going to do on this card? So I'm just going to go with my gut and say that even though it would be bad if this was played against us, I'm hoping that the Directorio act on that card so that the government's ineligible through the next card and we are not. I assume they heavily want to get this card out of the way. So In that case, we'll just do a operation and special activity. I don't really care if the syndicate ends up playing that card, so I'm not going to do no special activity. I'll just do, or we'll see. So what can we do? Let's see. What do we want to do? That's the real question. So we obviously want more bases out there, and we want more opposition. There's that terror marker now in Las Vegas, so we're probably not going to get a super ton of stuff done in Las Vegas this turn. We could end up attacking here or doing more terror to get Santiago de Cuba down. I actually like that because we could kidnap them and get more resources there too. So that might be great. We might be able to do that here too, in our little slice of paradise. Otherwise, yeah, it would be great to get bases out because we have only one base on the map right now. In order to do that, we would need to probably move some people around. So let's deal with this first and then worry about the other stuff later. So if we want to terror and neutralize the support, because government is above the threshold for winning the game at this point, and I believe they have all active support cities. So if a propaganda card came out right now, they would win. So we just really need to knock them down a peg. So we could attack, and we would basically on a 5 or less, we would get to remove 2 of their pieces. That would give us control of Santiago de Cuba. That might be interesting. And then we could ambush to ensure success, and then we would take a guy from somewhere else. That could be interesting, or alternatively, we can do terror in that space. Both are good options. I don't really know what the right call is. Let's do it. Let's attack this time, and if we need to, we can. Well, heck, what am I saying? I think. Yeah, let's attack. Okay, so we definitely want to attack any space. It'll cost 1 resource per space selected. We could attack in like Matanzas or something, also to try to regain control of that. It's not like a huge deal. I wish we were kind of up in this region too. If we had a darn base here, we could rally in much more effectively and try to take over the western half of the map. I think it makes sense for us to at least attack here. Maybe since ambush ensures attack success in one location, we might want to do it here and just roll the dice on this one. Either way, yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So we're gonna attack here. We're gonna attack here. The only because it has guerrilla and an enemy. That's the only prerequisites for this action. So we are going to do that. Let's get our handy dandy action pawns. So there and there. And we're going to do our ambush here. So the ambush is going to ensure attack success there. No need to roll. We're automatically going to succeed, and we're going to place a 26 July guerrilla there. So I don't think this guy in Camagüey is doing anything, so we are going to end up putting our 26 July piece there. We're going to get to remove 2 enemy pieces. So we could remove the syndicate player as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. They have 7, so they go down to 5. They still have control of this space. So because they'll still have control, maybe it's worth it. I don't know whether it's worth it to like remove troops or police from cities. I think we're gonna take 2 pieces out like this. And oh, man, actually, let's just do like a troop and a police. I don't know the strategy here. I just think that the syndicate's not really a threat in this square. If we can just minimize the amount of pieces that the government has, that's great. And since I'm not really sure which one is more valuable, I'm just going to take one of each. So I'll do that. And so no control shifting there, but still feel like that was worthwhile. Here we do have to roll a die. Come on. 5. Oh, God. Okay. So as long as it wasn't a 6, then we get to carry this out, and we did. So again, I'm not really sure what's the best call here, so I'm just going to take one of each. And we didn't roll a 1, so we don't get to place a gorilla, but we do get to remove these, and any cash, there's no cash, so these go back up. And what do you know? We've got 5, they've got 4, so we get a marker. Where are they? Here they are. You get to replace that. And now they aren't going to win right away. So that was our special activity and operation. And now the syndicate player is up for Escapade. It's probably Escapade. I just want to read everything as though it were in Spanish and kind of phonetically sound it out. So it looks like they do have special instructions. Escapade. Election. Wait, maybe they don't. Am I missing it? It just looked like... I guess it doesn't. I thought there was a halo around that. So, no special instructions. The second eligible, they are, but it's a government player is the prerequisite there. So they're going to remove a Directorio base. And again, it's going to be a random spot because it's the same amount of bases either way. So we'll just do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 for Camagüey. Oh, and it was a 6. 4, 5, 6 there. They're going to remove this base. That's going to push Directorio down. Okay. And that's all it said. So, wow, pretty easy event. And they're going to go there. We're going to adjust eligibility for the next card. And we're going to see what it is. Back to Miami. And the following card after that, Operation Fisherman. Oh, I think this is a really good one for us. Yeah, place a base and a gorilla in Pinar del Rio. That's a really solid one for us. And we're going to be hopefully eligible next time as long as we don't get screwed by this event. Oh man, that could be really bad actually. Directorio. I just want to check. So Pact of Miami for Directorio. Pact of Caracas. So no special instructions. Okay, thank God they are going to do that event. But we are over time, so I do want to respect everyone's time. And yeah, this is going to be sweet. All right, so we went through a propaganda card. This is the state of the board as it is right now. I need to double check control and all that. But otherwise, hopefully we didn't do any additional rules goofs. Please continue to comment and correct me, and hopefully I'll catch it in time if I make any more. Have a great rest of the day, week, whatever, and we'll see you next time on Cuba Libre.